The horn blows to make people gather. They have to discuss something important. They have to name something together. And that something is called the thing. Not the object, but the meeting itself. The old Germanic word ding didn't mean a physical object, it meant the act of gathering around one. To name it, to agree on it. The ding was the village council, a political meeting to debate laws, the laws over things. But what thing? This thing or that thing? No, the thing meant the whole matter, the political thing, the abstract thing, the real thing. The thing in question was not made of matter, but was the matter itself, the question, the concern held in common. Perhaps there was an object placed in the middle of those gathered, but that object wasn't the real issue. The meeting itself was. Just like today when we meet over a coffee or over dinner, the objects matter less than the matter itself, the discussion, the encounter. In other words, when we think of a thing, we think of an object. But the thing, it isn't always physical. Primarily it's abstract. It's not the object, but the meeting about it. Every gathering has its thing, some smaller, some larger. Even an entire society can be seen as a meeting around a thing. That's why we call it a republic. The Latin res publica means the public thing. Res is Latin for thing, from which we get realitas or reality. And what does a republic discuss? Its own thing, its own reality, its common affairs. A community exists through this act of communicating its thing, even when there's no literal object in the middle as there was in the old ding. The idea of the thing extended to larger groups. That's why in Scandinavian languages, ting still means parliament, the place where national matters are debated. In Iceland, there's even a place called Thingvellir, literally the field of the thing. Today it's a national park, but 1,000 years ago it was where laws were proclaimed and Iceland's parliament was born. So the thing can be as vast as a nation, but it can also be as small as everyday talk, because in a way we all take part in this meeting. When we learn a language, we're invited into the thing. We're obliged to call things the way everyone else calls them. Chair, a chair, table, a table, physical or abstract. Without this, no political system would exist, no parliaments, no republics. Because the wider republic, the whole community, rests on one thing, a mechanism for naming. That mechanism is language. With language, where everyone calls things in the same way, we all take part in the meeting, even if remotely. Every conversation is its own little republic, a gathering where matters are discussed. But here's the thing. The intangible things, the invisible things, the ones we meet to discuss, may be more important than the tangible ones. And yet we use the word thing so casually. Look at the Romance languages, French chose, Spanish causa, Italian causa, all from Latin causa, the cause of the meeting. And while causa could be casual, it also had a serious side. In the tribunal where the thing was named by accusation. The cause of the meeting was often a case, a casus, a case of accusing, a legal dispute. The thing had to be accused, judged to become a thing. The German philosopher Hans-Georg Gadamer described the deeper meaning of the word Sache, the German word for thing, like this. The meaning of the German word Sache is permeated above all by what is called causa, that is, the disputed matter under consideration. Originally, it was the thing that was placed in the middle between the disputing parties because a decision still had to be rendered regarding it. In this context, objectivity means precisely opposition to partiality. That is, the misuse of law for partial purposes. That's why in English, a grammatical sentence is called a sentence. A sentence always accuses a subject. Every time we speak, we name or accuse a thing, casually. So casualness is rooted in seriousness. Serious meetings, tribunals, debates, and sentences over abstract matters. And we don't need to be historians to see it. Just think of how children learn words. At first we babble, we don't pronounce them correctly. Not the first time, not the 10th time, maybe not the 1000th. And yet we're corrected, forced to say table correctly. That's an accusation, an act of making us accuse things by their proper names. Parents and elders don't know why they do this. They only know that they were corrected themselves. So the accusation passes down. And underneath all this casual correction is something serious, the law of public order. Call things what everyone else calls them. That is the essence of the thing, the ding, the causa, the meeting that establishes order by agreeing to name things as they are. In Greek, this was categorization, from kata agorein, to speak against, to accuse. And the agora, the public meeting place, was at the center of every category. So every category was originally a thing discussed in public. So we can say language itself is built on casually calling things, without realizing the rigorous system beneath. Every gathering, even the most casual one, reenacts the old ding, the council where matters of common concern were decided. And that's why the most casual word in our speech is the most serious one. Every sentence we utter is secretly a tribunal. The thing is not just an object, but an act of naming itself. Language itself is the horn that gathers us. And every time we speak, we sound it once more.